Get ready for that football show with those fantasy guys.
Hello, welcome to That Football Show with those fantasy guys.
And back for another season, we are those fantasy guys.
We have an abbreviated version of the show for you because we are on Talk of the Town. I'm Rick Degon, here as always with my co-host Jason Walker. Jay, to steal a line from my favorite football announcer, Happy New Year, my friend.
Are you ready for some football?
Absolutely. Like I said, today we have a quick hitter for you that we call undervalued, overvalued.
So I'm telling you, Rick, I'm going to come out of the gate strong. This is going to be overvalued. I'm going to tell you somebody that you're going to draft early. Average draft position is going as the number 4 running back overall. He's about 6 or 7 overall in the drafts, and I'm telling you, things are a mess in Buffalo. Strange things are afoot. They just traded Sammy Watkins out of nowhere for draft picks, which is telling you basically we're not playing for this year, we're playing for the future. And there's nothing worse for a running back than to be on a team that is playing for the future. They have Jordan Matthews, who they got back in return for, not in return, but to supplement the trade of Sammy Watkins. Jordan Matthews on his best day is no Sammy Watkins. And now they also add Anquan Bolden in the offseason. Not exactly a burner, not exactly going to stretch. On third down, he's going to make the catch, but on first and second down, there's going to be 8 or 9 people in the box, all with their eyes on Shady from day one. The value of this pick, you could be going so many other places than the number 4 back. I mean, you're looking at Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, and Ezekiel Elliott. Clear cut the top 3 backs. The backs after that, it's a crapshoot, and this guy's going to the top of that list. Yep. The value there is going to, I just don't see drafting him and getting the value.
I hear you. You're saying a lot of 9-7 games in the future for Buffalo.
Oh, well, yeah, for their offense. It's going to be 24-9 or 24-7, but yes.
The guy I'm going with is also in the top 10, but I'm going to focus on the wide receivers for you. Michael Thomas, playing opposite Brandon Cooks last year, amassed 92 catches for 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns. Now he steps into the lead role where Brandon Cooks used to be. Now, the problem with that is that they thrust him right into a top 10 ranking. He's rated number 7 on most people's lists. I need to see a year of it before I'm convinced. Let somebody else draft Michael Thomas and get washed out. He's going to get the number 1 cornerbacks coverage. He's going to get the double coverage. He's going to get all of the attention on that receiving end of that Y offense. And I'm just not convinced that he can do it at an average draft position of 20. That's round 2, Jay. Round 2 for a guy who's a second-year wide receiver and a first-year number 1. I'm not buying it, and neither should you. What do you have for undervalued, Jay? Give us a gold nugget.
I'm going to give you the golden nugget this year. I'm talking the undervalued, undermanned, undernamed Kareem Hunt, running back, Kansas City Chiefs. Let me throw a couple of names at you. Brian Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy, Jamal Charles. What do they all have in common?
I was going to say they all played for the same team, but I think that's the wrong answer.
They all played for Andy Reid.
Okay.
Andy Reid made this pretty good run of running backs in fantasy football relevant. And Kareem Hunt's been drafted in the 3rd round, is the next in line to be the dual threat running back in Kansas City. The only thing between Kareem Hunt and fantasy football relevance is Spencer Ware and Charchandrick West. If you can grab this guy and stash him until he becomes a starter, which he will become the starter. Check out this guy's playoff run. Raiders, Chargers, Dolphins, all at home. If you can get this guy on draft day and he becomes a starter by midseason, he's going to put you over the top when the playoffs come. Book it.
Fantastic. That's a real deep cut, if you will. I'm going to go with a guy who's not such a deep cut, but for some unknown reason has been tumbling down draft boards. That's Calvin Benjamin. At an average draft position of 50. That's round 7, Jay. Benjamin is the definition of undervalued. Last season, labeled a disappointment after he racked up 63 catches for 941 yards, 7 touchdowns. Benjamin's ADP has been tumbling down for fellow wide receivers such as Golden Tate, Jamison Crowder, the aforementioned Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill. Jay, would you take any of those guys over Calvin Benjamin?
Calvin Benjamin's a beast.
Absolutely. Look for more of the same from Benji. 1,000 yards receiving, close to 10 touchdowns. Consistency is an important thing in fantasy football on my team, and it should be on yours.
I agree with you 100%. Calvin Benjamin undervalued, and the consistency that you're looking for, you want your key positions. You need to have one consistent running back, one consistent wide receiver, so you can take the risks on the guys with the upside. So if you can get consistency out of one guy, you can roll the dice on the other guy.
If you can grab Calvin Benjamin and say the 5th or 6th round, that's a bargain. That's all the time we have for this shortened edition to TFS. Make sure you join us beginning on Friday, September 8th, for all the fantasy advice that you need to dominate your fantasy football league.
See you soon, guys.